Hey there, hope you're doing well. Today, I wanted to share a really cool thing that I saw on Instagram today. And I saw this headline and it said, talking to your body can change your health faster than supplements. And it caught my attention, of course. I was like, ooh, what is this about? And they had run a study where they had volunteers speak to their bodies and say things like, you are safe, you are well, you are healthy, you're doing great. Things like that, just positive affirmations to their bodies. And they had results of, lower blood pressure, lowered inflammation, things like that, and not feeling as stressed, of course. And so they called it affective signaling, which is where the nervous system treats inner speech like sound waves from someone else. And so every insult, even silent, lands chemically real. And they said, your body hears everything your mind says, and that the most powerful medicine is spoken. And so the question is, have you been complaining to your body or comforting your body? Are you fighting your body, or are you allowing your body to heal? And so, by the way, I'm Samantha. And I'm a therapist, and I'm creating a video every day for a year to get over my fear of public speaking and social anxiety. And this is video 181 of 365 if you're new here. And if you're new here, welcome. And if you're old here, welcome as well. I love having you guys here with me. I love this whole little experience I'm having. So thank you so much. The way we speak to ourselves is so powerful. And I know we've been talking about thanking everything around us. Just thank you for literally everything that you have, whether it's something you own, something you use every day, a body part that works properly, down to the food in your fridge and the toilet paper in your bathroom. Anything. Say thank you, because it starts to create an energetic signature, And so when you complain, that's creating a frequency of energy. And so your body feels that. And I know we have so much chronic pain in the world right now. To me, and all the research I've done, I believe personally, emotions and stress create every disease we could possibly imagine. That's all that it boils down to. And our thoughts and our beliefs, of course, about ourselves, and the law of assumption, what we assume is true. So if we say, I inherited this from my family, this has been passed down to me from my family, if you just start changing your beliefs and start talking to your body differently, because your body and mind hear what you're thinking and saying, of course, like we've said before in many videos, it's very important, your self-talk. What are you constantly feeding yourself? Are you feeding yourself from the old self, which has the past trauma, the past programming, the negative thoughts, the negative feelings, just being down, depressed, angry, resentful, all of those things that are just from past programming that we basically bring into the present? Or are you working on being your new self, your new identity? What do we want to identify with now? And so I know I'm going to mention this probably every video for the next week or so, but we're getting into holiday season. And we've got Thanksgiving coming up in a few days. And I imagine there's a lot of people right now this weekend hanging out with some family. So teach the kids around you that you see, teach the people around you, bring this up at the Thanksgiving table. You might get some weird looks. Oh, well, just put your light out there, shine your light. Tell people like, hey, let's bless this food we're eating. Let's bless our bodies. Let's start talking nicely to ourselves internally first. Sometimes it's hard to do that on the outside. I know, with other people, and you've got tension or you've got this and that going on. We can't change them. We can only change us. And so we change us, and then everything else shifts around us. Your reality will conform to what you're thinking and believing. And it takes a second. You'll see some glitches. So I suggest you try these things like thanking everything around you, speaking to your body really nicely, and noticing when you're complaining, and ask yourself, why am I complaining about this? You might have a justification, of course, to complain about certain things, but even complaining that you're in pain, your body hears that. And of course, they've done study after study on all of these things about affirmations and the effect of positive and negative affirmations on water. And then they froze the water, and then they looked at the crystals that were formed, the ice crystals, and they were totally different from each other. They were beautiful crystals with the positive affirmations, and they looked really disfigured with the negative affirmations. So again, these things are cool to me, but I really don't care about them as much anymore. I like to do my own research, and I like to be my own evidence. I just have fun in my own imagination about this stuff. And so try these things. Try speaking to yourself differently. Try talking to yourself like maybe you've never done before. Even thank your pain. Thank you, pain, for showing me that I'm thinking something that might be contributing to this. What would it be? What is stressing me out? A big question that a lot of people, I feel, should ask themselves is, what am I not doing that I wish I could be doing? That's a big question. What am I not doing that I wish I could be doing? It's not something that you should be doing. I want us to really take that should out of there as much as possible, because should puts pressure on us. But I do want you to be aware of like when you're complaining, or when you're putting yourself down, or when you're putting someone else down, because all of that contributes to our energy. And so if we're doing those things, then we're in the energy of not changing, basically. And so healing, we don't actually heal, we actually change first internally, and then healing happens naturally. We don't have to do a lot of work. And the same thing happens with relationships, with a career, anything you're wanting. When you change internally, everything else conforms around you to shift, and you'll see it. It's just amazing. I can't tell you, I've got so many stories, and someday I'll get into some of those when it really matters. But right now we're just touching on a few things. But I've seen it in my own life. It is the weirdest thing, but it works. I mean, it's how reality works. We're playing a game. Look at this like a game. If you're in a game, why would you want to feed the negative parts? We don't want to do that. We want to feed the positive things, the positive parts. And no one teaches us this. And this is why I want to teach more kids. I'm starting to teach this to a few kids that I have, that I see. And they're interested in it. They're interested in learning about these things, because there's just nothing better than loving yourself and feeling safe within your own. You might hear the cats in the background. Every time I'm filming now, they're chasing each other. It's kind of funny, actually. But anyway, start with a practice where you just put your hands on your heart and you just say, I am safe. I am well. Thank you. Thank your body. Thank your body. Like as you're walking, say, thank you that I can walk. Thank you for my feet. Thank you for the pedicure I just got the other day. Whatever you want to say. Just thank everything, because it changes your energy. And you're creating everything from your energy. You're creating everything from your assumptions. So start assuming that you're healthy now, and you're well, and you're safe. We just, we're so stressed as a society, and we're so wound up. Check your shoulders. Make sure they're not all the way up here. You want to bring them down. You want to make sure you're breathing from your stomach and not your chest really shallowly. You want to make sure you're actually breathing. They say it's great if you breathe through your nose and not your mouth. And it'll actually change the way your jaw looks. There's so much research on that too. But breathing through your nose is what we're supposed to be doing, but we're almost panting throughout the day. We don't even know it. We're in just stress mode. And so our nervous system is so on fire, especially around this time of year. So I'd love for you to try the practice where you just put your hands on your heart and you just say, I'm safe. And you talk to yourself, talk to your body. Tell it, like if you want to lose weight, say, hey, we can release this weight now. It's safe to release this weight. And of course, you're not going to believe these things at first if you're not feeling safe. This is like a step-by-step process for some people. Some people can just shift like that, you know? But other people, it takes a little bit of time to get over that old addiction to the self, the old self. And so we've got to learn how to think. I think that's what it is. We don't know how to think. So we just like, we're all scattered all over the place. And so when you start learning how to properly direct your energy, almost like a flashlight, you're shining this flashlight onto what you're wanting instead of noticing the stuff that's over here in the darkness. That's a good way to think about it. It's like your reality is kind of in the darkness. It's kind of like, it doesn't matter so much. But over here, we got a flashlight that's shining right on what we're wanting. And that's what we're going to pay attention to. And so part of this is really slowing yourself down, just acknowledging like, I am sped up right now. I am stressed. I'm feeling like I can't handle this right now. When you're so stressed that you just can't think and you're scattered and you're all over the place, you've got to sit down and close your eyes for a minute. You got to breathe. You got to acknowledge, hey, I'm not okay right now. And that's okay if you're not okay. You can become okay really fast. You just got to teach your body, almost like telling a dog to sit. You have to tell yourself to sit, or at least stop and close your eyes for a minute or two to breathe, to get some oxygen into your brain so you can think a little bit better and more efficiently, because we're losing oxygen when we're in fight or flight mode. And so I know that these days are going to be really sped up for the next, 5-6 weeks around that time, because we've got interrupted routines and things like that. So just make sure that you're taking a few minutes each day to kind of calm, because you're going to do a lot better over this time if you do that. And so then the other practices, of course, start assuming that the next few weeks are going to be fun instead of stressful. Start assuming that. Start thinking that. Like, what if I shifted my perspective today instead of, because some people out there, I understand, are like, they love the holidays, they love their families, and it's not stressful at all to them. Like, they love it. It's get up and go time. It's fun. And then there's people who it's the opposite for. And then some people are devastated by the holidays. Some people are alone during the holidays. There's just, everybody's having a different experience. So, but what I want you to do is, if you're not looking forward to this time, is just having just a shift in your consciousness just a little bit by talking to yourself, because you've got your mind with you at all times, we hope. We intend we have our mind with us at all times. So we've got to use it. It's with you no matter if you're in a situation where you're not happy or you're happy. Your mind is with you, your body's with you. So let's use it on purpose and direct it where we want it to go. So when you're having a fun time, notice, be like, I'm having fun right now. This is awesome. This is my life. I'm living it right now. I'm happy right now. And just like feel it and milk it. And then when you're not feeling so good, notice the dip. Like, notice that dip that goes down and say, oh, I'm in a dip. Oh man, what was I thinking about? And okay, how can I look at this differently? If everything in my life is benefiting me, what's this for? What's this trying to show me right now? What is this? And then just tell yourself, oh, I'm safe. I'm safe. Everything's okay. Everything's okay. And you just talk to yourself. You got to speak to yourself, because you're speaking to yourself all day anyway, just like you're imagining all day long. So if you're already speaking to yourself and you're already imagining like an unfavorable outcome, let's think about something that benefits us instead of the opposite. And that kills the old self. That starts to extinguish the fire, and it can turn to ash, and we don't have to worry about it anymore. We become the new self. And it's all about what you're identifying with today. And I think it's just really good. I've heard people talk about, like, you don't have to feel safe to manifest. I've heard a lot of people say that. And I agree. Like, we're manifesting 24/7. We're manifesting everything that we see around us right now. We're here. And so, but I think as far as like quality of life goes, for most people, we're so distracted. And I'm assuming that most people don't feel very safe if it comes down to it, because they're constantly in stress mode, thinking about something, getting notifications. Like, we're addicted to all the distractions outside of us. So when you're so addicted to distractions, it turns on your nervous system, which you're not aware that you're feeling unsafe, but your body's feeling unsafe, if that makes sense. Like you're in fight or flight because of all these extra things going on around you that's causing your body to be in stress mode. Some people are so used to feeling that way, they think it's normal. But we don't want to feel that way anymore because that energy is causing more energy like that to come to you. And then you're not conscious, you're not aware of it. So we want to become aware of how we're feeling at all times so we can make better decisions that make life more efficient, more fun, more passionate, more exciting, all of those things, happier. And so, because when you're aware, you can determine like, okay, is this thought for me or is it against me? Am I fighting my body or am I, flowing with my body and allowing the energy to flow through my body instead of, causing pain in a certain area? And so practice just this inner self-talk with your body. Have fun with it. Just start talking. I like to put my hand over my heart. That just feels good. You can also kind of like do like this. This is an EMDR technique that they use for what's called resourcing. So it just kind of like calms you down. The physical touch part of it does. And just breathe. Do your breathing in however many seconds you want to, the box breathing. 4 seconds in. I like to do 4 seconds in, hold at the top for a second or two, then take another inhale and really fill up the lungs. Hold that for a second or two, and then exhale for about 8 seconds. And do that about 20 cycles like that. You'll feel so much better when you do things like this. And then when you're calm, you can actually think a little bit better. And you can be like, okay, I'm coming off this now. If everything, and then you go to, okay, if everything in my life benefits me, then what's the lesson here? What's the gem that I need to pull out of this? What's going to feel better than what I was thinking? And then you can consciously direct your thoughts instead of like trying so hard to do it. Because sometimes we're like, no, I can't think that. I got to think this and I got to go this way. And we're just doing it so, it's just so stressful. And there's no need to do that. We've got to flow. We've got to just go with the flow of ourselves. But we've got to create that flow. So yes, safety doesn't matter when it comes to manifesting technically. Obviously, people manifest all the time, but it's just like, I feel like if you get in a better mindset first, then you can consciously make the decisions a lot easier to shift your thoughts. So yeah, I think that's about it. Just talk really nicely to your body. See what happens. Because these people did this for a couple weeks, and they lowered their blood pressure, inflammation, and blood flow actually is better to the brain as well when you do things like this. Muscle tension goes away. Pain can go away, chronic pain, all kinds of things. And so you never know what, because, the placebo effect too. What you believe works for you will work. So there's all these studies, but become your own, become your own. Here's a kitty. Just become your own evidence. Have fun learning about this stuff. Again, I've got 1,000 things that I want to teach about this kind of thing, but I love just being conscious and being present with gratitude and appreciation and saying thank you to everything, because it really puts you in a place where you're present in the moment in your life. You're actually living. You're not like out of your body and stressed out about what do I have to do next and all of these things. But it is a practice to be present. So keep practicing. Just talk really nicely to yourself and have fun with it and say, I wonder what's going to happen when I do this. I wonder what changes I'm going to see when I do this. And it's just kind of a different way to think. And I think we need to think differently if we want something different. We've got to think like that. So are you being self one? Or are you being self two? Are you fighting your body? Or are you allowing it to change? And are you changing inside? Because remember, when you change inside, everything around you will shift as well. You don't have to lift a finger to manifest. You don't have to lift a finger to change any circumstance around you. Nothing around you matters. Only your state of being inside yourself matters. Your mental state is what creates everything around you. And once you shift your mental state, you're changing. And that means your body's going to change too. Everything's going to change. So is self-talk better than supplements? I think so. If you believe it. Some people believe supplements will work for them. Some people believe, any treatment will work for them. Whatever one believes will work for them. So you get to choose what you believe. Remember that. You get to choose. You get to change any thought you want to change. You get to change any belief system you want to change. You can change anything you want. It's just all up to you, and it's only you against you. It's only you convincing you that what you're thinking is true. Remember that. It's only you that has to convince you that what you're thinking is true. Practice. It's just crazy. Nobody else has to believe anything, just you. Isn't that cool? You could change that at any time you want. You just got to think it and think it and think it over and over again. And it creates a belief, and it changes. And you'll see the big changes. It's pretty crazy. It's so cool. I love this stuff. Okay, I'm rambling. I'm going to get off of here now. Thank you so much for watching. If this helped you, please share it with somebody else who might benefit from this information. And please like and subscribe if you'd like to. And take care of yourselves. Remember, you are loved. Pass that on to somebody who needs to hear that. And remember to appreciate yourself, because what you appreciate appreciates. And I will see you tomorrow. Bye.